I just saw something strange in the sky. I like to look at airplanes as they pass by with the binoculars. I'll just focus in on them and see what type of plane they are, you know, examine the contrails coming behind them, Yes, I am one of those that believe that there might be something at play there. Of course, I have no proof of that, but I still like to observe. I think it's important to pay attention to these things. I've seen some weird stuff in the sky. I'm not the only one, and this is obviously increasing more and more as time goes on. But I saw just now two planes that were quite close to each other, following each other. One of them was a red plane. I'd never seen a red plane before. I couldn't tell if it was just the belly of the plane that was red, which might be an Air Canada plane, I don't know. But I just so happened to find this article was one of the first things that popped up on the Government of Canada website talking about the National Aerial Surveillance Program. I like to keep an eye on these government institutions because they really like to overreach and overstep their bounds, and they need to know their place. So it's important for all of us. It's really our duty, to keep an eye on them and to make sure that they're doing things ethically and morally, which they'll remind you time and time again that they're not the moral police. So that's our job. Anyway, I happen to stumble upon this site, and as I read through it, it just makes more and more sense. I just saw something very strange in the sky the other night. I'll show it to you now here. Check this out. I know it's a little blurry, like all weird footage is, right? It's not Bigfoot or anything, but check it out, and you let me know what you think this is. Right? So does that not look like some type of a surveillance police drone? Right? Why would it be flying right over my house? What are you surveying? Like, it doesn't really bother me that much because it's not like I have anything to hide. But as we know with these sort of things, that's not the right attitude to have because they shouldn't be unlawfully concerned with my dealings unless they have a reason to, unless they have a reason to suspect foul play, which I've given no such reason. I'm a peaceful, spiritual fellow. I'm interested in freedom, yes. I'm interested in making sure that the governments, stay in their lanes. But I think that's an important part of our society, be it Canada, provincially, municipally, as a people, you know. So as we read through this, here's the part that's a little startling. So these iconic red planes of Canada's National Aerial Surveillance Program, NASP, are a pillar in helping Canada stay safe. Oh yeah, they love to use that expression. Everything's in the name of keeping citizens safe, sure. Since 1991, we've grown, adding new aircraft, new technology, and new people, all with the goal of preventing pollution in our waters. Doesn't that sound like a familiar agenda? Protecting our marine environment and endangered marine life. Already creating that sense of fear and urgency, right? And ensuring a safe and efficient transportation industry along our massive and varied coastlines. So it's almost indicating here that they're more of a coast service. They focus more on the coastline. Now, as we go down here, preventing pollution, we know where they're going with this. Serving Canadians. Beyond whale and pollution detection, the NASP crews can also serve Canadians outside their mandate by supporting national security events, police investigations. Okay, search and rescue, humanitarian efforts, and civil emergencies. These are very carefully curated words here. These are very specific words that they used to give themselves the authority and the liberty to do these things on your dollar, on your tax-paying dollar. You're being investigated with your own money and your own resources. And anybody now, you know, they'll brand you as a paper terrorist or this or that or enemy of the state, whatever they want to brand you as or label you as. Um, Anybody who disagrees with the main narrative, the mainstream narrative, you're immediately branded as such, right? Even if you have a different opinion, freedom of speech is almost inexistent at this point. So, you know, maybe you're starting to comprehend why I wanted to make this video here. Pair up the weird shit that we see in the sky with the drone footage that I just showed you, which is obviously a police drone. Red and blue lights flashing like that. Come on. What else could it be? The red-bellied plane or the red airplane that I just saw that looks awfully a lot like this one here. What's it doing all the way out here? Well, lo and behold, I'm not far from Ottawa. I'm probably an hour's drive from Ottawa, and they've got two fleets in Ottawa, and one in Moncton, which wouldn't be that long of a flight from here. Maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. So two bases in Ottawa. That's why we're seeing them here. And what does that have anything to do with the coastline? It doesn't. They're probably up to, unless there's a national security event I'm not aware of, it's probably some sort of police investigation. You know. Now, it's not. I'm undecided. I'm still on the fence when it comes to the whole chemtrail thing. I know it's entirely possible, but I have no convincing proof. I haven't seen any convincing proof yet. I know there's something going on. I don't know what it is. I've seen, like I said in other videos, like grid patterns of chemtrails where it's like they're crossing over each other. Like you could play tic-tac-toe with the amount of lines that are staying suspended in the sky for some reason. Everybody's got their own theory on what it is, whether it's controlling the weather or whatever. I like to just observe and see what happens. And this particular plane, these two planes actually, the second one was just a regular white plane, but it had a very large turbine or engine on one side compared to the other. I don't know if it was just the lighting or what, or a shadow, but it really seemed like under the one wing, it was like a very larger engine on that one side, or some type of module there that was not like the other side. Again, it could have just been my view, but I'm not sure. The red plane, actually both planes, their contrails didn't stay in the sky for very long, maybe 30 seconds at most, which seems like a regular airplane contrail. I wouldn't suspect that those were, if such a thing exists, that those were chemtrail airplanes, or if they were, they didn't have the chemtrail going at the time. I don't know. I mean, you can chalk all this up to conspiracy theory, whatever, if that's what you need to tell yourself. But I know without a doubt, even though I can't prove exactly what it is, I know that something's going on. And when I just stumble upon this very clear evidence of, oh, it happens to be a red plane, and that they're involved not just in watching the coastlines and the environment, but also this kind of stuff, you know, that leads me to believe that, yeah, there's probably something going on here. Now, I don't know too much about this. Yeah, it really looked a lot like one of those planes, very similar, probably to the third one here in the picture. I don't know much about this organization. Whoa, what the kids' activity book? Wow, talk about indoctrination and brainwashing people young age. Like, that's horrible because you know that kids love airplanes. They love machinery and trains and airplanes. That's sick. It's actually pretty sick to try and take advantage of kids like that, when in reality, this is what you're focusing on, you know? So there's clearly something wrong with that. There's a lot of things wrong with it. And I, for one, am not going to tolerate it, and I'm sure as heck not going to stop talking about it and at least trying to put the pieces together on what's going on here. I think we all need to do that and investigate for ourselves and then compare notes to figure out what the heck they're up to, because they're obviously not going to be open and upfront about it. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how, if any of that resonated with you, what you think in the comments, and we can keep the discussion going there. Thanks for watching.